Hello everybody, and welcome back to the final round of day one here in Bochum. And as you just heard, told by David and Lydia, who you've heard a few times today,
yes,
there's a giveaway running. But we're going to spice up how we do the giveaways. So we've now, I think, enabled Streamlabs loyalty points. You can bet these on various things throughout the game. And we're going to start off with a bet of who takes the first prize.
Indeed.
We're going to open it now, or in a minute. You bet your points, and then the points will buy you tickets to enter the giveaway for one of the authenticated promo Restaurant Charizards.
Exactly.
Because of our
PCA.
sponsor. Yeah.
Thank them very much.
Yeah, for the support. So feel free to start taking bets because there's a Mr. Toward Reklev on a winning in round 9. He doesn't normally leave it this late.
Yeah, he should be probably 9-0 by this time.
Against Tony Richter.
Yes.
So interesting matchup. It was fun to look at. Trying to we had to go through all the lists and go, we fancy putting on, and we have
let me say
some interesting decks. We can't say anything because they're still waiting to put their headphones on.
Actually, yeah. So
we got to wait a minute. But as soon as their headsets are on, we can have a little chat about the decks. Now, Tord Reklev is not a man who needs an awful lot of introduction.
yeah, I think he's the 3 times international champion. And on the other side, we have Tony Richter. He comes from the
Local area.
Yeah,
Fairly local as far as I can remember.
So actually, Tord is the one that is coming all the way here. And maybe that's an advantage for his side. I was going against Tord Reklev the last turn. What do you think of that?
I mean, come on. Right. You're on a winning in. I have to imagine what this is like because I'd never get this far.
And then you look.
But then I'm like, okay, I'm on a winning in. Cool. Oh, it's Tord.
Well.
Oh, it's also on stream. Bit of pressure.
Yes. Well, but think about the glory. Think
yeah,
about the
exactly.
Glory of
it's like,
defeating the 3
could you
times.
imagine you spike this game and you're like, right, hang on.
I'm famous now.
We did it, boys. We did it. But okay, the headsets are on as we can go over.
Yes.
So let's just take a little look.
Yes. Just a small list about understanding who Tord is. For those people that just tuned in, maybe didn't know who he is. Take a look at this.
Well, so my favorite thing is, right, so I put together how it scrapes for like best results. And what it does is we look for like the results which are worth the most limitless points. And somehow it gets so confused at how many things Tord has won. It's just like well, hang on. Because like it puts his second place, you can see it puts his second place Columbus.
It's Worlds.
Second place Columbus goes above winning another other internets. So really don't understand what happened there. But he's also been on a pretty good run of form and won his first regional championship in Cologne.
Yes,
so
indeed.
like that was weirdly the thing that was missing.
And there were no other regionals. I mean, there was an SP, I think.
Yeah, so like he's actually the reigning regional champion in Europe right now.
In Germany, at least.
Yeah.
And you know, on the other side we have Tony.
Yeah. So Tony's right. So the results, like he may well have results that just aren't in the database.
Exactly.
Sometimes the tool fails finding them, but Tony
but
is
it's very
local.
interesting, you know, like to see these players that are we don't know their background.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll just through their play they will present themselves to
exactly.
us.
So and what we can actually have a look at and talk about now is the matchup. So Tord, having won a regional with the deck previously, has decided, you know, let's stick to what we know.
Go back on it.
Let's go Mewtwo again.
Yeah.
He's changed the list quite a lot.
I think we have some problem with the prizes right now. We'll get it fixed.
No, I think he just hasn't put them down yet. Or did he put 3 down?
No, I think it's stuck from the game before.
Oh, it might well be stuck from the game before.
Yeah. And then we'll get on it soon enough. But in any case, we see Tord, as we just said, sticked with his deck. Stick with Mewtwo.
Yeah.
But
Tony's playing something a bit different.
Yes, he's playing the Blacephalon Pidgeotto. That's seen some rise after Sao Paulo.
The quote-unquote baby bounce,
as
it's nicknamed. I think Ivan left some cards here. I think they might be Ivan's cards.
Oh yeah, we need to find him right away because otherwise that may be very bad for his turn.
Well, he's actually on a winning in, so he really needs his cards.
He really needs them right now. We need to find him. Don't worry, guys. We'll get him.
We'll sort that out.
We see Tord. Look at it. Look at the mastery of shuffling.
Yeah.
And and I was saying, Blacephalon with the Pidgeottos is a deck that saw some rise after Sao Paulo.
Did.
But then Malamar knocked on the door. Was like, wait, you can't be here. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shot you. I'm gonna will anytime. But right now, Malamar just went down.
The big thing, the biggest difference is the numbers they are capable of hitting. Right.
Indeed.
Like the Baby Blounds is a much harder deck in terms of like it can be pretty inconsistent.
Yes.
But the ability to hit the turn 2 300.
That's insane.
The only other deck in the format that really has that is the Mewtwo.
It's the other guy.
And the fact that you can hit a turn 2 300 against them and they only take a single prize back, that's massive.
That's busted, indeed. And obviously, you are not susceptible to reset stamp because you play the Pidgeotos. That's going to net you a lot of cards. And then the Jirachi, and then in the late game, you have the Victini to dish out so much damage much easier. You know, the deck is really strong, but it needs the Elm turn 1 and turn 2.
It really does. So I had a friend who helped build a list for this for someone in Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
And it was a game of, all right, how are we going to work this out? Like, how do we get this list to be consistent? Because it kind of plays itself.
Yep.
Like, basically, make birds, get fire,
but you need
pop.
That Elm. Always.
Yeah. As we get underway in the game.
Let's focus on the field now. And
prize cards, nothing particularly awkward. Having 2 or like half a Pidgeotto line, like a Pidgeotto line prize is kind of annoying.
He plays 4/4,
you
so
play the 4/4.
Should be fine. At the same time, this deck is pretty straightforward. Just 4 Blacephalon, 3 Jirachis, 4/4 the Pidgeotos, and 1 Victini. That's it. And that's all the deck needs to work, really. It really works based on what he has. And look at that, Tord Reklev bringing in the spice again with Hapu.
You say that. I've seen multiple lists with Hapu.
Really?
Yeah, they're all Tords. So
well,
he loves
that's
this.
cheating.
He actually quite likes the card in the list because your turn 1 is either a welder, but actually if you're doing 300, if you want to do 300, it's the only time you actually need the welder because you're okay. In this matchup, you really don't need to pile on the pressure that quickly. So all you can do is discard a lot of stuff that you know you won't need because it's a toolbox. There's a lot of Pokemon and there's 23 Pokemon in Tord's list. There's quite a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And as a result, it means that he can kind of thin his deck, get rid of the cards he knows he doesn't want. You'll see that he's discarded Dene. So he's playing 4,
which is great, I think. Like, that's the Tord Mewtwo list. He plays 4 of the Dennis. Also, the last time he played 4, and he started that idea. Then people started, like, as soon as Mega Lopunny came out, it was, I'm not sure about this.
We stayed, so me, Tord, Lydia, Philip, and all that lot, met up a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And having a chat, and if you meet players before a tournament, you normally go, so what's the play? And he was like, for the Dene.
For the Dene.
He didn't tell me what deck it was. He didn't tell me anything else. He was like, for the Dene is the play. And I was like, I believe you. Okay, let's go with that.
You know, Power Plant has dropped somewhat. There are no Rashizards playing 4 Power Plants, 4 Stamps. Other decks have dropped it. Pikarom has dropped in play amount, and it did play Power Plant a lot. So I think it's actually a good call. Obviously, the Mega Lopunny puts you in an awkward situation, but I think you can play around it, especially Mewtwo that is so versatile.
Yeah.
And look at it, how many Safeguard Pokemon he plays. And by Safeguard, I mean the Pokemons that you can use in many matchups, like Fion. He plays 2 Marshadows in case the person has, that Power Plant that I just mentioned. And interestingly, he plays a Blacephalon, the promo one, so it means that's the the Cosmic Eclipse one, the one that spreads damage.
Yep.
And the Blacephalon GX.
Yeah.
Best out of them. That's basically a Macargo, and he basically does the same job.
Yeah.
And and also 2 Solgaleos. This deck is so safe. I think Tord has realized. And obviously I'm guessing what Tord is thinking, so I'm going in waters that I probably cannot test, but he just wants to be safe. He just wants things to work out.
Yeah, well, it's a deck that has very good high roll, but you just don't get to that point, right? Just have it done for you. So we see the weakness energy come into play, not a factor in this matchup. The Dene, and straight away, Solgaleo, Mega Lopunny into the discard.
For the Dennis, that means he always will have it one turn. He will see so many cards.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the big brain.
But it's actually not dissimilar to what he played in Cologne. The 2 Solgaleo is something we've seen before. It's like most of the attackers, you always have a redundancy in a different way of okay, if you want to deal with Keldeo, you have 2 different ways of doing it. Yeah. The one you never really have the replacement for is your turn 2 attack. If you don't hit your welders and you don't need 300 or a particular attack, your turn 2 by default is Solgaleo. So that's the only one you really cannot afford to prize.
That's we're looking. He's just doing Giant Tarf.
Yeah.
And also I forgot to mention, Tord plays the Naganil GX with Stinger.
Yeah. So that's the Keldeo.
That's so
you
good.
You snipe the bench instead of hitting the active Keldeo.
That's insane. And you also have the Fion, so you don't even need the custom catchers. And wait, he doesn't play a single catcher.
Nope. Why would you?
Guys,
Just hit the bench.
guys, I don't understand. This is like too big brain for me.
You've got Espeon Deoxys, you've got your, you know, like you've got your Naganadel, you've got like loads of ways to hit the bench. It's easy.
Wow.
So we see a weakness card, energy being attached.
You know, you have these professional players, and you can call them like that because he's a professional player, and they're just shaping the decks the way they want them to be. They're not bound to like, oh, I'm just gonna go on limitless, copy the first list.
I like that from Tord, of like preemptively using the Marshadow of like, right, no, you're not getting 2 fire energy because that's not. That's literally all you want to do is find fire energy. So we see an Elm turn 1, which is perfect for Tony. I'm gonna go get himself a load of birds, a load of little Pidgeys.
Yeah.
Park him on the bench.
Invasion.
This is a fairly straightforward deck to play. The first, because it's just basically you put some Pidgeys down, you evolve them, you airmail. Do you have enough fire?
Do you have enough fire
to take the KO? If yes, proceed.
Yes.
If no, draw some more cards.
It's like a coding deck, right?
Yeah, it's like a little loop. Of like
a bot could play this.
Yeah, like if fire energy, then do you think? And it's a very robotic deck, but it's actually super strong as a result.
And his hand is actually looking pretty good. I think he has a Fiery Flint.
Yeah, he had the Fiery Flint to basically guarantee some damage next turn.
And let's see, he probably will just get the Skateboard maybe to have a retreat if he does not have it.
I think that would be...
He needs a Welder. That's what he needs for sure. He gets a little Pokédoll.
Yeah, well, because you have ages to just wait. Like, there's no pressure, really. Like, outside of Tord hitting... Well, he would have had to hit Welder. The biggest issue with this deck, especially in this matchup, is if Tord can get to the Cross-Divide GX quickly.
Yes. That's 3 prizes, and it shuts off.
And the Pidgey's gone.
Yeah. And, well, do you remember how Tord played this in Cologne? He went a lot for that Turbo Strike. He relied a lot on Turbo Strike. And then later in the game, he went for the bigger attacks.
Yep.
And,
well, this is the thing. So there was a conversation. So after Worlds, when it won Worlds, there was a lot of people like the version that was played earlier was kind of high rolly.
Yes.
And it was played in a very aggressive manner in terms of they had the Solar Layer, but like your default attack was just try and hit 300 like as quickly as possible, hit the big numbers. There was a lot of talk about amongst players about, well, actually you can just play it instead as more of it as a charge-up deck of just Turbo Strike, build something big that they can't deal with, then win with the thing that they can't deal with at the end. And I think that's actually a very different but very, very valid way of playing the deck compared to the standard list.
I think Tord right now has that Hapu once again, and also he plays 4 Pokemon Communication.
He does.
I don't think he plays a single Tackle. Yeah, he does not. He plays 4 Cherish Ball, 4 Pokemon Communication.
Yeah, he told me that the other night, and I was like, "You're lying to me."
You lied to me, Tord. But apparently, it's working out for him. I think that's the 6 cards from Hapu. That's a lot of Cherish Balls.
So he can get the Welder.
Yeah, I don't think he needs it this turn, though. He does have the Naganadel to discard, which might be really helpful in this matchup. I don't think Tony does not play the Mew, so that's no bench barrier for you. He neither plays the Stadium. I think it's called Skypillar.
Yep.
So I think if he's able to like snipe always the Blacephalon or maybe snipe the Pidgeotto slowly, building up his Pokemons, he might steal the game.
Yeah.
And it's arguable which has the upper hand, because if you get the cross division, that's the Mewtwo winning. If you do not get the cross division, then the Blacephalon just shoots you, and you're like, well, I cannot keep up with that damage.
So, Cherish Ball from the Hapu.
Yeah. That's the Blacephalon.
Yeah, it'll be Dedenne.
Yeah, of course it will be a Dedenne. That's all he wants to do.
It'll be a Dedenne. He'll try and get to some nice... he wants to... like, what attack does he really want to use this turn? Turbo Strike is fine.
Yeah.
But I think what you got to get to attach to?
He wants Fiona.
Yeah, so you want to try and get to your Fiona, right? So you want to dig and then Turbo Strike.
Yes,
because you're either taking out a Jirachi, which is a big part of the engine.
Yep.
You're dealing with a Pidgey, which is 1 less in play, or you're just getting rid of one of the attackers.
Oh, by the way, he still has the Blacephalon. He can use that to take 2 prizes more. That is really strong.
Yeah, so it's 120. It's
120 where you want if the opponent
they're on
has
3. So basically,
and he's gonna be on 3.
Yeah, at some point, take a tag team, knockout. So there might be a way of having to reveal the Blacephalon is kind of annoying, but
yeah. But at the same time, I think Tord. I mean, you know, he's already. Yeah, there we go. There's the Fiona. He communication something back in. I think I lost. I think it was the Naganadel.
No, it was the Blacephalon. He put it back in. It's like a.
Okay. Fair enough.
We don't
so
need
he
that
revealed it now.
Yeah. So.
But I think he cares about that. He just
Tony's just going to double check it's the right Fiona. It is indeed the right Fiona. It's because I think it's the promo one. So
yeah,
it's like
the pre-release.
very easy to go. But which version of this card is it? But we see a Whirlpool suction from Fiona, switching. Tony going
reset
well.
stamp, because he knows he has the welder.
Yeah.
And he held on to the other cards. So Tor just guessed, like his Nif did. It was like, wait. I know what you're doing here. I know you have something good. And
It's gonna be a Cherish Ball.
Yeah.
It's probably done it again.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is gonna be another Mewtwo.
He has one in hand, right?
And so he also discards 2 energy. So as long as he draws another energy, he'll be set for this game.
Yep.
Like he already played the supporter, he already drew the Apu. But if he's able to Turbo Strike, that's 2 more energy on another Mewtwo, and that's how you play the Tord Mewtwo. You just set up many Mewtwoos with some energies, and then in the end it will pay off.
Yeah. Well, so he just wants to take a single prize.
Yes.
Slowly build towards the cross divide, and if he can hit the cross divide early, well, he's fine.
What? What?
I was like, I'm going to stamp you. Well, he's going to Dene. He may as well make him shuffle more.
Tony had such a good hand. He had like 2 elements of welder. Pogchug. What the?
Tor just flexing by going, well, I've already stamped you once, but I think you got something. I'm going to get rid of it.
Tor just has a scanner in his head. Like,
well, this is a skill, right? Of like, both to have the poker face, but also to read it. That
goodness gracious.
If you top deck something good, or like you get a good stamp result, you have to really just pretend it was nothing, because they might stamp you again.
I know some people just don't even look at the cards and they just put it down.
Yeah,
that's a fair, that's a fair thing too.
So the other thing to note actually is currently Tony has a Pidgeyline prized.
Yes.
So if the cross divide hits before he gets to it,
exactly,
there are no birds.
Yep. And he has that Elm this turn, so he might be able to, you know, set up all those burbs. But at the same time, it's not what you want to do, because you want to hit the Lebasef. You want to shut down Tord, because next turn he's going to Triple Strike again.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? 2 more energies, both on the active if he has a welder, and also on the bench. That means cross divide is happening. You cannot escape it. And Tony needs to maybe have the upper hand right now, or I don't think he can go on from here. He does have the Elm, as I said, so he's going to get the burbs.
There's another Pidgeotto.
But that means no Blacephalon is going to attack this turn.
I mean, he can. Oh no, there's no way to get the energy on it, right? Yeah.
Which is going to do 60. I don't think it's worth.
Yeah.
It would be 1 less energy, but I don't think energy is the problem right now for Tony.
No, these decks do play high counts.
Maybe just leave the Pokérol on the active and hope it does not communication into the Fiona again. Because remember, the Fiona does not get this card. It's such a good card. I love Fiona. It's like Escape Rope.
It's a reusable escape rope.
Exactly.
Like half,
Infinite Escape Rope.
Yeah.
And it prevents you also from being milled out, you know, implying you have the possibility to do it always.
Yeah.
There we go, evolving the Pidgeotos, and then now Airmail.
Let's draw some cards. Let's see what we got.
Back to Trade Town. And
do you want to play anything before we draw? Let's decide.
I guess also has the 8 factor if he wants more energy, but I don't think he wants to do that because, you know, Torts will get more energy.
And a fire. Well,
I think he took the fire.
I'm trying to work out which order that he puts them in his hand, because he
he's going to take the fire, I guess.
Yep, it's into the fire.
Already has the Ultra Space in hand. Yeah, he was a fire.
Yeah, so
he's
2 fires.
He's preparing for next turn.
Yeah.
He needs the welder, and he might get it off Jirachi.
And that
was that just 2 airmails?
No, because he airmailed into he airmailed earlier.
Yes.
So that's his 3rd airmail. So just passing the turn. We're just going to look at his discard pile.
Yeah.
Because it's already quite big.
Yeah, and he can discard. I think it's a giant Tarf, so he can discard more energies. And if he wants, he can do the play again.
It's another Hapu.
Oh my god.
Well, because like you need stuff in this discard pile. You want some energy in there.
There's the Fiona.
Well, we'll take the Fiona. Thank you very much. We'll take a welder.
I don't think he needs to.
You don't need it at this point, right? Is there enough energy in discard?
No, there's no energy. And also, there's no energy from the Hapu. So that means the Turbo Strike might attach just 1 energy if it gets discarded with the giant Harf.
Yeah.
Or
well, you can attach manual. That's still fine.
You can get the Yuba Ball, the Cherish Ball, and get at the Dene, because that's what Torts do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and this shows you how the deck is designed to work. Like, when your opponent goes, I'm throwing away 2 welder, you have to go, oh dear.
Tony's like, wait, did you just discard 2 welders? Give me. Give me.
Like, really? We don't want welder in this deck? Apparently not. Okay. So we now have
the Fiona.
Fiona?
Whirlpool section.
So again, the ordering here is important, right?
Yes.
He's going to put it on the bottom, then he Cherish Balls, then he Denenes, potentially, right?
That means maybe next turn we get... that's I think also the last Dene? I'm not sure.
It would be the 4th Dene.
Because there's one in this card. We'll take a look now. Yes, that would be the last Dene, so he's not going to discard any more cards. Hapu can play. How many Hapu does he play? He plays 4 Hapu.
Oh, so he doesn't need the SP. He doesn't have the Espion Deoxys yet.
Okay.
So he has to get that in the discard ready. Okay, he must have already gone through the last Dene. He must have 2 in discard, and we just missed it on the rifle through.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And in the prizes right now he has a Psychic, but he has still 2 Psychic in the deck.
Yep.
And I think right now he just wants to, you know, dead a change, discard those energies, which means the next turn we might be able to see the Cross Division DX. And if he does, that's going to put him back to 1 prize.
Well, we'll see him probably go Marshadow.
Yep.
Hearthstone.
That's a great play.
Love it. Hearth.
I think
if he wants to go for
one more energy.
Yeah, he wants to get as much in there as possible so he can guarantee
it, to be fair.
And it also means that when he draws, he's more or less guaranteeing his
that would be very
thing because it's such a thin deck that if he draws,
the Psychic works
together, quite likely
next to each other.
I mean, a good shuffle splits that up.
Yeah. There's the Marshadow.
And then we did an A.
And then we
did go. Right, cool.
That's the ordering. Like, you don't need to resetting hole right now. That's the Marshadow ability.
He's got the Psychic.
Yes.
So
Tube Psychic even. Wow.
So if outside of getting stamped, which is
and the Marshadow.
not going to happen.
I'm taking this with me. And as well, Tony gave the Blacephalon, but it does not have a Blacephalon right now in hand. But obviously with Airmail and with
Wish.
And also he has an Ultra Space in hand. So
yeah, so he can always get to an attacker, but this is at this point, Tord just goes 2 onto my Mewtwo. Take another prize card. I can. He's just going. How many cards in hand? I just wondered. I might stamp you again. Who knows? So puts.
He
2
does
more
play
energy.
Only 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I think
But there's a little bit of a mind game there, right? It's like you know when you use the draw N, you consider playing N. It's like how many cards in hand, and it just telegraphs your opponent.
Card? Look at your opponent. Very mysterious. How many cards in hand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It telegraphs what they have to play around now. So sometimes it's worth asking just to be safe.
Yeah.
And also it might be that you know that they need like a 4-card combo to punish you.
Tony actually had just drew a Great Catcher.
Okay.
And if he draws the Welder, he just needs, I think, 2 more energies.
Oh, this could be huge.
He does have a way, like you can just discard. I think it's a Hit Factory, another card he doesn't need.
Yep. So Ultra Space, the Cephalon.
So it will see 3 cards, and he also, I mean, he cannot play the Hit Factory. But let's see. Where's the first email? Welder.
Double
Welder. Okay, just choose one.
Okay.
Choose the full art.
Easy mode.
Man of Culture. And
Fire Crystal.
Does he have one?
He's just double checking.
No,
I don't think he doesn't. I think.
Yeah, he puts it down. Takes the. That's fair because you can use the Pocket Hole effect.
Yep.
Sees you 1 more card. That's an energy.
Okay, we'll probably take that.
Yep. That's 5 energies in total.
Okay, and now we have the draws off Welder.
If he gets a Fiery Flint, that's it.
Yep. So we're pretty close, but we got to hit. We have the draws from Welder as well.
I think it might be 6.
Is this missequencing? No. Okay, he must have the skateboard as well. Okay.
He do get on a skateboard from the.
So we can see some more cards. Maybe get a crystal.
Stellarish. Let's see.
5. There we go.
Guys. Can you feel the tension?
Crystal.
Fiery Flint. Fiery Flint. It's there.
Okay, so he's going to take the Flint. And Tony, in a single turn, takes away towards a couple of turns of setup by going.
I'm pretty sure he has the cards. I'm just going to double check because now he needs to discard 2 more cards with the Fiery Flint.
Yep. He can discard the Fiery Flint.
Wow. Busted.
Okay.
He also draws 3 cards of the Welder. So
yeah.
Let's count it. Let's count it. So there is 5 energies right now. 4, 3, 4, 5.
So let's do the bits that we know we have to do first.
Yeah.
So we know we always play the Blacephalon and Welder to it.
Yep.
Then consider your discards.
Yes.
There's no point looking at discarding now.
Yep. So he should have. I think he should have Welder now because if he draws a crystal, he can discard the energies and get them back.
This is one of those like small sequencing.
Ooh,
Victini and Heat Factory into the Lost Zone.
That's 1 less attacker, and he already has 2 in the discard, I think.
Yeah, we just have a couple of Welders left, but it also means that if he has to throw a lot of his energy into the discard pile.
And 4. Wow, guys,
does he have any way of recovering his energy outside of that Victini?
Fire crystals. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Wow, I don't know if I like this, but it might pay off. If Tord is looking quite, he's not sure what will happen now.
So Welder.
He's worried. Look at him.
2, 3, just in case he did get the crystal.
And another Fiery Flint.
Yeah. So he definitely has it this turn and next turn, basically, if he wants it. Attach for turn.
I'm not sure about next turn now that the Victini is
Great
in
catcher. I mean, here you could just discard two fires.
Just 2 fires. That's it. That's
just
all
make
you
it
want.
easy for yourself. You have the 6, so you just discard 2.
Yep, that's it. And
Crystal
Tor
it.
knows now. Look how the tables have turned.
I know. What this is the thing. You're a single prize deck that does things that single prize decks normally can't do, which is take massive one-hit knockouts.
Damage. Do you remember like Bad Shrine? That did like 30 damage.
Yeah.
That was it. That's ridiculous compared to like this Blacephalon deck. Obviously, it needs that setup, but once it's set up, look at this.
Yeah.
300 damage.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
I mean, sure, it gets responded on, but
6.
Yep.
Gone.
All right, cool. That's a big old fireball circus over there.
Yeah, the Victini, however, might come back to bite. I'm 90% sure that Victini will be problematic.
Yeah, he now needs to. Well, he can still Ultra Space again for another Blacephalon, which try and hit another Welder.
Yeah.
Do it again, but it's just not as easy.
He's using Ultra Space.
Yeah, I mean, that one. He's like
that one is deck. That one is his deck.
Yeah, he's like, I would like to Ultra Space my deck.
But
this
right
is cool.
now, he still has the Blacephalon, right? So he can take 2 knockouts.
Yeah, if he has a way. Well, he has no way of getting 2 energy on it this turn, right?
He burned all the Welder.
Yeah, he's like on Welder, but I think he's discarded all his Welders.
Yeah, he burned them all.
So there's no way of like instantly charging it up.
Goodness gracious, Thornton is a bit of a pickle. Where's the energy?
Especially because we have Caster Vision.
Yes.
Caster Vision. We've seen the fiery.
See also the prizes. That's free energies there for Tord. We might run out of energies considering that 5 is just gone to the discard. And does he have another Mewtwo? I think it does not.
He's just gonna just take the knockout and hope he doesn't have it. Now,
that's fair.
This is fair because like he still has to get the Welder.
He has
draws
3
a few.
he has 5 cards in his hand. Tony?
Yeah. So
Ultra Space, filling out his deck.
Well, straight away Blacephalon.
How many energies does he have left? He plays. Sorry, this list is in German. Okay.
14.
He plays 4.
4 crystals. Yeah, this is very standard. You play 4 of those because you just need them.
I'm not a fan of Blacephalon. I never played it, so I will see now.
So annoyingly here he's got a draw because he needs to still find the Welder.
Airmail, yes.
So
those don't help.
Neither of those are good.
Probably take the Blacephalon because he discards your that's fair. That's smart. And 1 more Airmail.
So that's a Welder. Okay, we're cooking.
Now
we're cooking.
We're cooking with fire, literally. And 2 more fire and a Poke here.
Okay, I think we just take the fire because we're going to need some more of those in a minute.
Yeah. And even if he tries to attack 2 times, Tord, I don't think Tord has any mana.
So here again,
left.
same thing as last turn. We got to play the Blacephalon.
Play the Welder.
Get the Welder, and then we got to consider because if we hit Crystal,
he still has Stellar Wish, right? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he still has the Stellar Wish available
and
to him.
the Fire Flint. I think I would have Fire
he's all powered up
before doing anything.
Well, he doesn't have that many fire left in deck.
Yeah, but it's cards he will not draw with the with the Welder. And who knows? Maybe he actually discovers he has just 4 fires left. I think he used about 10. 4, 5, 6, 7,
9.
8, maybe 9.
Okay, so we're very close to all of his fire energies. So there's still a couple of options for the Crystal, but he's actually 1 short currently. So that's Crystal. We can discard. Yeah, the Jirachi can go.
Yeah, I'm
fine with that. Because all we get now is, again, take them out. And now we just need to... Oh, okay, they're not there, so we have to hit.
That's not good. I think I would have done it the first thing in the turn, because that's cards you're going to get
anyway. Also, he had the Ultra Space, right? Like, he had the Ultra Space earlier.
I saw it.
Like, he's seen his deck, so he has to hit a Crystal.
I think he drew 2 energies, 1 with the Welder and 1 with the Airmail.
Yeah.
So
he has to hit... He still has his Stellar Wish. It's still on.
But then
he's 1 short,
it's going to be over because
he's 1 short.
No energy. I mean, he needs to get all of the Fire Crystal next turn, and I'm not sure even how many Welders he has left.
So here he needs to go into a Poké Doll.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he just goes for the Doll and hope that... Or just retreats and wins if he has Psychic in hand.
And he needs to take a knockout, because otherwise he's left on 3 prizes.
Yep.
And that's not good.
I don't see a way of it happening right now. We see the Stellar Wish, 2 energies in hand.
He would have won with if he did the Fire Crystal before. The Fire Flint before, and then the Fire Crystal. Obviously, you cannot predict. And once again, you're against Tord Reklev. Maybe,
we take the Crystal. This gives us 4 energy in hand, but that's not 5.
I think what he needs to do is...
It's definitely not 6.
Yeah, it's 5. Not enough. He did a touch for turn as well, so he can even put out another Blacephalon and Blazer it.
Yeah.
60 damage.
Because he had to... Well, he's not going to have enough energy left. Right? So this is the thing, right? With the Victini this turn,
would have been busted.
Would have done, I think it's about 200 damage, put everything back in.
Other cards, if he knew he had Victini, that would have been probably 240, 260. And I think right now Tony's just saying, all right, I'm just going to poke it all, put it there.
Yeah, and just, well, just hope you haven't got the Psychic, right? Like,
he does have already the Psychic on the Blacephalon, but that means Tord will have to retreat.
Yep.
And he does not play any
Oh, no, it's fine. Mewtwo has to retreat. He just manually retreats and just declares the attack.
Yep. And as well, I think Tord has not used the GX, and next turn he can do the Blacephalon GX if he takes 2 knockouts. So this game is just on the line, literally.
So he just hits for 100.
Yep. What did he take with the Stellar Wish? The Pokegear?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the Pokegear.
So here he just retreats, right?
Yeah, Tord is just chilling.
Well, doesn't he just win with Blacephalon?
No, because he just takes 2 prizes.
Oh, yeah, so it's just the 2, right? So it's only 2 Pidgeottos gone.
Yeah, and he's thinking, should I knock out the Blacephalon?
Well, he's just looking at the attackers. And we know there's only one, like, so look where all the energy is, right?
Yep.
And these lists are fairly standardized. Like, you play between about 14 to 16 fire.
Yeah,
and if you count them all and you go, well, okay, with all of these, there's... And you saw them fail Crystal. You go, well, are you out then?
Yeah.
Like, do I win if I KO?
Do not make Tord smell blood, because he's going to jump on you. He knows. He knows what you're doing. And that Blacephalon there will get knocked out, I think. I think Tord should knock it out this turn, or go maybe for the... If he does not and goes to kill those 2 Pidgeottos, he does remove 2 draws from Tony. And at the same time, he puts himself in the condition the next turn he's just going to Burst GX. I won the game.
Oh, no, he's actually looking... Is he going to bench it? I think he's going to bench it to play around Stamp, just in case there's a Stamp in the list, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But there's no point using it because then Tony just gives him Pokédoll.
Exactly.
Which is the literal opposite of what you want.
Yeah, he's just going to bench it, I think, and he's going to retreat, discarding 2.
Yeah.
The Blacephalon goes into the active. But even if the Blacephalon is, he still has 1 energy left. And
I mean, he can actually Fireworks Bomb all onto the Blacephalon if he wants to for style points.
Yeah, I think that should be the play, but obviously Tord knows better. Let's see what he goes for.
He's going where do you put him?
He's thinking. We do see a Makari go GX. He might be able to steal the game even with that if he does go for a 1 knockout. Yeah, he's looking at the card. He's eyeing it up. He's like, yeah, go on. Use your air mills. Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah.
But that does put him into the risk.
Okay, only a 3-card deck left for Tord.
Yeah, that as well. You know, I have this theory that you should play 1 copy of Belel by Bison in every deck. Because sometimes you just win like that. And also the secondary effect is pretty good.
Yep, so it's the 120 all to the Blacephalon.
On both. Yeah, all 12 on the Blacephalon. Does Tony have enough energies? Even with all the Fire Crystal, that's 9 energies. 3 go into the Blacephalon and 6 go on.
And he has to also get the Great Catcher.
Exactly.
So...
And he plays only 2. I think he played only 1.
I think I've only seen 1.
We're not sure about this. And as well, if Tony does not get the knockout this turn, that's not going to be good. Because that means Fireworks Bomb is still active. And that's going to make him win as well. So he needs to take a knockout this turn, 100%. And Tony's not seeing any Fire Crystal. He just saw a Fiery Flint and I think an Elm or something like that. Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's got... Well, he's got Welder, but there's no crystals. So Stellar Wish.
Stellar Wish.
Gotta hope for the crystal. Like...
He will
okay, so there's a very good odd of now hitting crystals. In fact, there's 3 of them. So he takes 1, and he's got to basically hope that if he welders, he hits 2 more.
He hits 2 more. And the catcher as well.
Well, you know, it's a thin deck.
Yeah.
It can happen.
And as well, if even Tord takes a knockout but does not draw the last prize, Tony will have no more attackers. Victini discard really came back to bite him.
It really has.
That it is. And...
So,
yep.
Welder.
Yep.
Double attach. Draw 3 cards.
Does he have it? It's on the line. Back again. 1.
That wasn't it. That's 1.
That's a Fire Crystal. And that's a catcher! No way! Does he have it?
I think he only had 1 of the Fire Crystals.
No, he does have it. He does have it. He has 1 energy. And that's the 100 damage Mewtwo.
Yeah, so it needs 4 energies.
And that's perfect. He did it. Okay, he's thinking. He's coming out. He's like, okay, I'm venting. I'm venting for him. Fire Crystal.
Fire Crystal. Yeah. At this point, it's like, right, let's not panic. Let's just calm.
I'm a PogChamp type of guy.
No, but like from Tony's point of view, he's just got to go.
Oh no, but he needs to attach.
Yeah, he has to. He still needs his attachment for turn, so he doesn't have it. I was going to try to say he needs the 5th energy still, and he needed the 2nd crystal, so he can get all the way to basically 1 left, like just off. But what's the good of just off, right?
That's so sad.
Yeah, you can see him just going.
Yeah,
he's just double checking.
Have I used everything? Giant Harp is not gonna get you anything, I think. Yeah, it's just Giant Harp. Maybe it's there. You can see it.
Let's just see if it was there.
Nah.
Yeah, there's the crystal.
That's sad. That's big sad. Also, these Blacephalus do not play the Beast Energy, which is interesting. I would play it. I'm not sure.
It can sometimes help because it means like things like Mewtwo's. If you have the Beast Energy on, it's 1 less energy.
Yep.
It takes you down to like the 250 limit. Is what you want to try and get the breakpoint down under. But
yeah, even if Tony now catches up the Mewtwo,
he can catch her up basically anything in Token Retreat.
What an epic game!
It's been
literally 4 cards left, and he's like, "Welp."
It's been pretty insane.
Yeah, there is the catcher. This discards 2 cards. He doesn't even have a Jirachi, another way to retreat to maybe dig for it, which would grant him, but discards 1, he discards 2. I mean, if Tony realizes he's gonna win, I know it's heartbreaking, but you need to like go to game 2 right now. Because look at this.
There's only 20 minutes left, and this is a game that you'd expect to be quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've played most of the round. So we're up to 20 minutes left already. We've taken 30 minutes for what has been a fairly long game 1. I mean, I think this makes sense, right? If this is, if just say, right, you got to retreat it.
Yep.
If you retreat it, you win. Have you used all your energy?
Which it did not. He has a Psychic back in hand.
Yep.
So
Give him the doll.
Lily Pocket Doll, and Torty just like, well.
He's just going to go, right, hang on, how many cards left in deck?
Oh no, he discarded the...
A Cargo's coming in for the style points. He's not even taking prize cards to win. Toad's got a flex on a man. He's going to just put his deck in the discard pile.
That is evil. That is really evil.
He doesn't want to take prize cards. He's a mill deck. Toad loves a mill deck.
Come on, man. That's not funny. Like, didn't laugh.
This is like it's like, oh, I could have beat you this way, but I'll also beat you this way because I can. Just because.
Come on,
it's also again, it's a psychological thing you can do to players. Of like, you go, right, look, actually, well, a little bit of tilting them and like kind of putting them off, but also it kind of goes, look, there's actually a thing that you weren't thinking about playing around. You need to play around. Like, you can't go to a 5-card deck if I have my card go in discard.
Damn it.
Like, it kind of it puts you right on like oh, okay, here's another thing I have to think about, as well as being on stream against Toad.
And he was so short as well of winning. So heartbreaking for Tony, almost about
the odds were fairly low.
Titan.
Like the odds of like missing and like not having the triple crystals when it mattered.
Still,
but it came down to that. It does come down to a turn where he could have discarded differently had he known he was getting a crystal first.
The Victini would have won in the game. To be fair.
And the Victini, yeah, well, the Victini there would have done enough damage to KO the damaged Mewtwo.
Exactly.
And wouldn't have required the extra attachment. So,
in a deck with like 5 attackers, discarding one is pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, exactly. So it does come down to that kind of turn where choosing your discards as you go is important. There's an attack name called this, and I say this every stream, but like Pokemon is fundamentally a game of resource management. If you look at other card games, the way you win, like
burst.
Are you tempo, are you burst, like what kind of thing you have to do well changes. But in Pokemon in particular, we're a resource management game. We're a game where knowing, okay, because we don't have infinite loops, well we do now.
Yeah, we do now because
because of resource management.
Yes, exactly.
But you
so
get into these weird, like, there's no infinite loops. You have to use your resources, and once they're gone, a lot of the time they are gone.
Exactly.
So as a result of this, you have to play very carefully throughout the day, making decisions, and these micro decisions that you make.
Things that you don't think about.
Like
that's the worst
discarding
thing.
a card is I wouldn't even call it a micro decision. It's a macro decision, to be honest.
Yes.
But
because you need to think about what will happen.
Exactly,
next.
and you have to be those 4 or 5 turns down the line, and it means that, like, if Tony spots that, hey, hang on, if I hit in.
Let's look at the prizes actually right now.
If we hit in, we're okay.
Just shuffle them on the. So there they are. There's a Victini now and the Blacephalon.
Okay, so the Victini prize.
That Victini really, you know, is a pivotal point, but it's not like Tony at the moment. So Pokegear, he just starts with a lonely Blacephalon.
Yep.
Let's see. He does go for. He does have an Elm.
Okay, so
which
Elm's
really
the ideal.
helps.
He's like, well, this one's here, so let's just save us some time. And we'll also take a bird.
Yep. 1, 2, and probably has some more in hands, I guess, because there's just one Pidgeotto priced.
Yeah.
And really, the Blacephalon deck right now, if he's going first, especially for this setup deck, is so important. Like, think about Malamar going second is horrible. Malamar is horrible already, but if he goes second,
it's even worse.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
And Blacephalon has a chance instead. If you go second, you miss first energy attachment. You cannot evolve right away in the second turn, which is the main thing right now. And
but does Tony not have a supporter ready for next? Oh, look, it's a Hapu.
Yeah.
Does Tony not
Guess
have
what?
a supporter ready for?
I didn't
next turn?
get a chance to see his hand. Let's go maybe to the main
Yeah.
game and
So
see. I see 3 fire crystals and 3 energies.
so he has the bird, but I don't know if he has the.
I think that's the way he took the bird because he needs to draw. He took 2 little birds and 1 slightly bigger birdie.
But
Have
actually,
the
it's
same
not in terms of HP.
They have the
It's
same
ridiculous,
HP.
isn't it?
And it's a common. That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah. But
And there we go.
Tony's actually got a really awkward start. It's not because the Latios happens to have free retreat.
Exactly.
But it's still like you don't really want to put it down in this matchup.
You just want to have 4 to Dennis. That's all he wants. That's all he lives for.
So,
you know, I just feel like
Ganadels
I just feel like Tord
Giratina has gone into the discard pile.
Exactly.
Um,
That Giratina is not too, you know, outrageous in terms of what it's gonna do, but that 1 damage might.
sometimes it helps
off.
your numbers.
Yeah.
I assume.
I'm not sure. Well, let's see where he goes from here. There's a communication, puts back the Marshadow, and guess what? It's your boy. It's the Dan. It's the rat.
Yep.
As David said before, the year of the rat. We're gonna see him for a bit even more than a year.
Year of the mouse.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Be nice. Be nice to the little
Be
fella.
nice. Yeah. Well, it's annoying. It's annoying when your opponent like you stamp into one. It's like, oh look, the Dene.
So there's a Blacephalon GX in hand as well.
Yeah.
We take the Dene off the Pokecom. It's just going to double check what's in deck, make sure his prize cards. Makago's prize, there is a Welder prized. Both cards that Toad will probably be noting, especially having won the game using Makago last time.
By the way, the stream is not lagging. It's just Tord shuffling his deck super fast, superhuman, and he's still looking for this communication. He's thinking, and
he's working out.
Like, what are his chances? Like, that's so important. So I see these pro players, they're spending about 5 minutes even, like just doing the first turn and looking at their deck multiple times, because they need to understand what will happen next, and that's where they'll have their upper hand. Tony right now is like, well, if I do draw the cards, then maybe I'm able to put up some pressure, but I need to set up myself as well. I don't have a Jirachi. It's a bit weird for him.
So we get a Mewtwo.
Yeah, and Tord
we'll
is
see an
just
attachment at a guess.
Yes, he's gonna touch maybe the what's the name? Weakness guard.
Weak guard energy.
And he's just gonna do that. 3 energy in the discard. Love it.
Yeah, well that's actually like the ideal scenario, right? Because now next turn he turbo strikes.
Yes.
And he's very close to taking KOs again.
Well, he's just playing this magistrally, like he knows.
Okay, so going for the fire, he doesn't need to
and
put.
Guess what? Didn't
He doesn't need.
He just slams it.
Yeah, like putting 2 basic energy is fine. He has to just make sure he keeps ticking over the basic energy.
Yep.
Then he's like, wait, what deck are you playing? There's a Blacephalon and the Ganadels. Are you secretly my deck?
What are you doing? And he just drew, I think, Turbo Strike? Yes.
Yeah, he did.
2 Turbo Strikes. Never know.
Does he have a way of discarding?
Does have a Dene for next turn.
I mean,
he's not going to attack this turn.
Easy.
He puts the Mewtwo on the active, and he's going to burst GX.
Why not?
Let's see. Does he flip energy? There's no energy, but don't tell him. Oh no, he's going to burn and confuse.
Yeah, burn and confuse, right? Because, again, it just means like, so the Blacephalon needs a lot to get the KO, right? You need to get birds, you need to get a lot of energy, but now you also need to do all that and get your 50-50.
Take. Go ahead.
Like, there's no switch options
but right
in
now
the deck.
Tony, I don't think he's going anywhere. Like
no, this is...
you
know those crystals? Yeah, this is the crystals that we wanted last game, right?
Yes. And I think he just threw an energy and something else.
Well, this is actually one of the risks of playing these decks with like high energy counts. I mean, Tord is too. He's playing 13 versus 14, but it's quite likely that you can get into these hands. You're like, and again, because you're a deck that's it's like it's a combo, right? Like you have to get things in the right order to keep things going. If you get them out of order, they're useless to you. They just sat there going, well,
he's
thanks.
gonna retreat. Oh, he forgot the Jirachi. He's like, God damn it.
Yep.
And Tord is not gonna let him redo that because
not on a winning in, right?
Not on a winning in.
Oh, you get to see him go. You can see Tord go. Well,
to be fair, guys, there's always the argument of the pressure, but this is a high-level tournament, nevertheless. Like, you cannot make.
I mean, it's been a long day, but we see
9 rounds, guys.
Yep.
We started at what 9:15.
Around then,
Yeah, and they keep going.
Do you reckon we're going to see it today?
Yep. Guess what? What make you think of that? It's just. Like, Tord is the den man. I think he earned that title.
Well, he's always been someone who, like Tord's philosophy is, like, if you can draw cards, you win
give us
games.
some insights.
And like historically, we've seen this with Sarawak, right? If you draw cards, you win games. And the reason for this being, again, it's a resource management scenario, right? You want to, but do you know how you manage your resources? You get them. And then you can decide how to use them.
Low. Just draw in forehand.
Yeah, and then you can just kind of go from that. And the ability to kind of go through your deck, and in this case, it also synergizes by you want to discard most of your deck at some point. It's just a no-brainer. You want to set yourselves up in ways that you can take these KOs.
Yeah, there we go. He's taking another Mewtwo, and guess what? Turbo Strike. Tord, Reklev, guys. Like, before we had 2 people playing Mewtwo, right? We had Logan and Brian, 2 very good players, nevertheless, but they play in a much more aggressive way. Yeah, that was the standard, like, Australian list, I think.
Yeah, more or less. Like, trying to go for those big knockouts early.
Exactly.
Versus the kind of just... Well, again, it's a very different matchup. In the Mewtwo mirror, you do need that early pressure. Because if you don't get it, and they do...
And as well...
it's a problem.
Tord does play those tools. Like, he does play the Charizard Jax. If he wants to be aggressive, he's going to be aggressive. Yep. And I think Tord right now is looking a pretty sweet spot. And I don't understand, like, he cut off all those, you know, cheesy cards, like the tag teams, the engine, which is good. But what if you just take 1 turn, do not take the risk, use Hapu. Yeah. Look at 6 cards. Discard what you don't want. It's so good.
Yeah, and it means that he gets board states which look kind of a lot more solid. Yes. Because he can very carefully pick and choose and then take the KOs. Yeah. The only issue is that, like, if you play this style versus, like, the more aggressive tag core engine, it can be a bit rough. But clearly not that bad, because this room is full of Mewtwo today. And Tord, who I think started... I know he was 2-2 at one point. Yeah. Has now come back to get to the winning in. Yeah. So
maybe we can even get an interview later with Tord.
Depends on the time. Depends on the time.
Because that would be very interesting on his insights. So right now, we're just thinking, Stellar Wish, he does have an Elm, but Tony has fallen so much behind. I mean, obviously the Blacephalon deck can dish out these big damages, as we said. But, you know, setting up early is nice.
It's actually fine, though, because, like, the game plan here is... Like, if you're playing a deck with dolls, it basically means that you're okay with several turns going by where you don't really do much. You just go, here's a doll, I've got to do some stuff to manage my board and get ready. And if they happen to take a prize card, it's actually not that bad.
Yes, we don't really care
because
about
it's like, well, okay, I would prefer you didn't, but whatever.
It's a single prize attacker deck for the Blacephalon side. So I don't really care about that single prizer if it's not, like, for example, a Blacephalon. That becomes quite relevant then. But obviously this means he set up 1 turn back, because that Elm is going to get Pidgeys, which need 1 turn to evolve. So that's going to give Tony some time to think about, this deck did not give me what we want before, and that slight mistake actually cost
Instant welder. Just like, right, we're going to need one of them to do something.
Balanced. And Pokegear. Welder. He does have a lot of energies in his hand, I think. Yeah,
so there is potential if he can get to the retreat, but he has already used his Stellar Wish. He is asleep in the active position.
It would be insane if he's able to, like, take the knockout this turn, but I don't see that happening.
Well, it's actually fun. It's actually because he probably has to invest enough. Like, if he can take the knockout this turn, it really means that his hand is full of enough energy that he can take that, which means his hand's not doing anything else this turn. It's not like he's set himself up by crystalling into energy.
Just draw into the Pidgeys.
So taking the KO here also just means that Tord responds. And if he's had to invest this heavily into the first KO without any setup at all behind it, Tord just goes, well, Turbo Strike.
That's it.
Back to where we were, right? Like,
yeah.
we're fine.
Yeah. And as well, like Tony still has those free crystals in his hand, and those will not move on anytime soon.
There's also the fact that, like, had he taken the knockout, Tord would in theory be able to go into the Blacephalon.
True.
And just take out both of the Pidgeys.
Yeah.
Leaving one Pidgey left in deck.
No bit horrible, absolutely.
So straight away, Cherish Ball, no bench space, probably no Dene.
Yes.
No.
I'm just gonna take it. I don't care.
He might be communicating it.
Just,
I don't know.
No, you can use the Marsh out of
Oh, you can just well, there's no stadium, so he has to play a stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which he already did. I don't know if he has a stadium in hand, but in any case, it's always a card to have in your hand. You know, a Cherish Ball, it's good, but you can just take a look at your deck. Right now, things have evolved. He probably expected, I don't know, to be under some pressure the turn after, but that didn't happen. And Tony still has still in high seas.
Well, it's also so like from Tord's point of view, right? If he can get a Turbo Strike and not get punished in terms of the in terms of Tony finding the knockout,
yes,
he's then in a position where he can go across the by GX. Thank you very much for playing.
Yes, before it was prevented thanks to the great catcher play, but Tony does not have the same resources as before. And Tony's just eyeing up.
He's just reading it like, so that's 20 damage counters.
What does he do? He does have the bursting burn. He just pointed his finger at that.
He was just like, wait, what? It was that one last turn, right?
And look at that, the giant Harf. It's there.
Yep.
And guess what?
Just gonna put it in the bin, isn't he?
Be gone.
This is beautiful because I don't think he had the energy in discard ready. So he's now even setting himself up to Turbo Strike neatly.
And he's going to discard 2 energies as well because he's going to have to Dene probably off.
Yeah, so this is the thing. So he's going to Dene afterwards, which means he can set himself up beautifully to have the Turbo Strike.
Quick.
Get the Psychic Energy. Let's play the Psychic Energy. We haven't attached yet.
He will discard 2 Malo and Lana if he goes for the Dene play.
It's not a 2-hit knockout kind of matchup, right?
Yep.
You don't need to trade and heal. You're just going to...
Maybe before you could have argued. I mean, the game ended that way, but...
Right, so we're going to see it go.
Slam it again.
Tord, right. Be gone. Give me more cards.
And 6. Now let's see.
There's a Hapu. There's a Welder.
No fires. But I don't think he needs any more.
No. So this turn he could, in theory... Oh, he's just going to Turbo Strike. He needs 1 attachment.
Yeah. It's your boy.
And he's more than happy.
Galeo. What a card. What a card. It rose so much in price as well. Like at the beginning it was just like, just play the actual Solgaleo, and then Mewtwo came out and...
Yeah, everyone was like, wait, this is really good.
You must steal that.
So, Cherish Ball playing it now because it just takes a dead card from deck, ready for his top deck next turn.
I think he only has 1 other Solgaleo.
Like, you don't need it now.
The love for this card for Tord. It's just so good. Attaching 2 energies and doing 120 with 2 energies as well?
Well, so this is the thing, right? Like, it's Zoroark's damage output, but you get to accelerate energy too.
And he draws a lot of cards as well.
Yeah.
Did Tord just bring back Zork?
Well, no. It's very different. But
you know. There's wait, no, he didn't. So
nope.
Even more cards.
No support yet this turn, so let's just keep digging. And
I think this deck has also a really good matchup against stall decks because he's just gonna run over them. He's knocking at the door. I'm going to cross division you, turn 3. What are you gonna do about that?
So,
and I think he's gonna keep. Yeah, the other cards are not relevant. The Welders, the Fire are over, I think. And let's see where he goes from here. He already attached by hand.
Yep.
We'll probably just see.
Already has the Psychic there.
Yeah, just Turbo Strike, I guess. Yep, there it is. 1, 2. Taking a look as well for his discard. Showing off. Look, it's this guy.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with him.
But it's actually worth doing because like you don't want your opponent to go, wait, which attack did you use, and then basically say that there was an error. You might as well show the card using Turbo Strike.
Pidgeotto. So let's see if Tony actually hits a lot of Fiery Flint. And
it's doable, but
the first 2 cards are a Dull and an Ultra Space.
Yeah, those are not it. You might here you take you take the Ultra Space.
Yep.
Use it. Then do the other one. Just
exactly.
You're gonna need to get something.
Card. They could play the Dull as well, but that's gonna mean the next turn the cross division is gonna actually steal the game. No, actually no. It will leave him with just 10, like 2 things with 10 HP.
Yep.
So 1 more. We didn't see what he got off that airmail, but that's it. That's all they drew.
He's got a load of crystals in hand, but they're not flints.
Damn. I think he has the catcher as well, but that's not enough.
So he can.
He could get 2 energies. Maybe it's enough.
He
Just
can
barely.
take 2. He has
So 1,
2 in hand. That's nowhere near enough. He
There's
needs
a
6.
Caster. Yeah, no. That's just 4. Shucks.
Yeah,
There's an
so no way to get this turn. So he's just going to go and get the Pidgeys, knowing that they're going to get knocked out. But the thing is he's already used 1 Pidgey.
Yeah.
He's already. Oh no, this is awful.
Yes, it is.
Because if he pinches this Pidgey, Tor just goes cross divide, take 3 prize cards on Pidgeys,
Yep.
and you're now out of
there's
birds.
just a Blacephalon. Just play Blacephalon green. That's it. But to be fair, what's even worse is that at the moment, Tony is setting up, and Tord has a Mewtwo with 5 energies.
Yeah, one of them is still in the stage of getting there. One of them is already parked up, has gone inside.
Yep.
They've arrived. So we're just going to see.
Oh boy, and there's last 35 seconds of the clock.
Just pay the retreat. It's fine. You've got the crystals.
The cross division is going to chase you, man.
As we get very close to time.
Touches an energy.
There is an attachment.
So sad for Tony. He had the first game so close, and he was grasping it. And that just like slight mistake. You think about it, it's like one discard just to be greedy maybe. Or even oh, you know, he probably did it because in that way he had the knockout assured if he did the Fire Flint. Because he had an energy that he could have discarded, but he didn't want to take the risk. But right now, it's not looking good. There we go, the catcher probably just stalling on a Dedenne, but I wonder
yeah,
if
so he's just going to pull a Dedenne, but yeah, it's just like, well, cool, do you have attachment?
That's fair. You know,
well, he needs the attachment. The attachment has to go to the Mewtwo still.
Exactly.
And
Tor does not play any switches, and he
no, and he's discarded his Manalana, so...
That's actually a fair play. And he's deciding...
Oh, he's like, so... I think he was just going
yeah,
I have the retreat.
Time is called as well.
Like, yeah, he had Welder.
Yeah, no,
so
but also time, so
yeah.
that's it. Well, what a game.
Yeah, so, and that concludes the final game of today, Tord Reklev.
Yeah.
Coming back from 2-1-2 earlier in the day to tie it up to make day 2, squeaking in at 19 points.
If this is not inspirational for you guys, just remember, even if at the beginning of the tournament you go 0-2-1,
yeah, you can come back.
Do it.
You can always come back.
It's so easily, especially right now, if you hit all the right matchups, since the meta is so varied, you might even be able to do it. And in big tournaments, you need to have this mentality.
Yeah.
Because if you drop down and just say, oh man, I cannot win, I'm going to just scoop, I'm going to rage quit, that's not going to do any good. And Tord is...
You can hit a hot streak at any point and just keep going and keep going and keep going. It can be awkward for day 2, because basically, like, if you squeak into day 2 on 19 points, you're more often than not going to want to... Like, you need to win a lot of games to guarantee, because people who have more wins are probably nearer top 8 than you are. So,
but then again, that's doable.
Yeah, it's still mathematically possible. So
obviously, there's
you're not out.
There's like those players that have gone into day 2, so the skill level maybe
but like if you're going into day 2 on 25 points versus 19, massive difference.
Indeed.
But we do see it kind of wrap up with Tord winning. He's winning in, making day 2, coming back from a pretty mediocre start.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tony having the kind of awkward thing game 1 of like just missing the crystals, and then game 2 never really got anything going, unfortunately.
That's the Blacephalon deck to you. Sometimes it can dish out the damage, but maybe it misses that slight thing, or you make a slight mistake.
We've seen it time and time again today, right? Like, so many decks are so nearly there.
It's like glass cannon.
It's nearly there, so we just got to get a little bit closer, but we'll get there. And on their day, they'll get there. But unfortunately, today was not their day.
Well, it probably still got top 128 points, I'm going to guess, which is helpful, especially for the event in London. And so, yeah, you just saw Tord Reklev winning another match on stream. Someone has to stop this guy at some point. Because he seems unstoppable. He's undefeated up until now, if you think about it.
Well, he's not. He lost again today. So, but with that, we will cut to a break, and we will see you guys, I guess, tomorrow. I guess we're not going to do a winners interview, though. We'll just go to a break.
Say hi.
We might be here. Stick around for a minute, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning for day 2.
Ciao.